Okay, so let's talk about your spread here. First of all, spiritual guidance. We do have the Emperor here, and the Emperor usually indicates to me a person that has passed over that is trying to connect with you and giving you information. On the financial front, I do feel that they want you to branch out. They want you to pursue a new career path or pursue something else that is going to bring you a lot more financial abundance, okay? What I'm also feeling as well in your home environment, you could potentially be living with someone who's very strong-willed, kind of challenging to deal with, and they're potentially even like like autocratic. Like I feel like authoritative, kind of controlling, my way or the highway. They're very, very practical. So if you are in a relationship currently with a person like this, I do feel that this is the month in which power struggles and things like the family dynamics might get a little bit shaken up due to either a very authoritarian person living in your midst, and I feel it could be a male figure as well, okay? In your work environment overall, I do feel that you have some very strong divine protection, so go ahead and, look through positions, like visit the company website or visit and wherever it is that you're planning to apply for work and see what position is opening up so that you can either contact them directly. But I definitely feel they want you to get out of your current work environment because something else is in store for you, and you want to approach this the right way. So that means landing that job first before you decide to quit. But I definitely feel that you're being guided to leave one place and move to the next. If you are waiting on a new housing situation, for example, like if there is some issues regarding estate planning, things are going to start to finalize. But I do feel that it's going to be require until like the end of this month in order for things to wrap up, like dividing up assets. If someone has like passed away in the past few months, I see people like packing up boxes, packing up knickknacks, clearing out a space, and the whole mourning process is pretty much over. So I do feel that in that regard, there might be some residual like estate planning purposes because somebody has passed away and left a property or left a lot of things that you have to, decide where things are going to go. Now, the second cluster I have here is this Two of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So first of all, the Two of Wands usually indicates to me some type of a relationship or a partnership, okay? It can be work, it can be romance. I do feel that for a lot of you, it might be, let's see, it might just be on the work front. I'm seeing a lot of work, so I'm just going to keep this very work focused for now and then focus on the love reading after. Um, I do sense that there is a job situation that you're in and you're dealing with another person, possibly an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. I feel that there might be some difficulties getting along with this person and like having a common goal, a common purpose when working with this other person. They seem to me to be somebody who's very, very cerebral, who's very logical, systematic. They seem a little bit impatient. They don't really have time for words, to mince words. They don't really have time to talk about, have, they don't, they seem to me to not have time for long, drawn out conversations. So they might seem a little bit rude or curt, but I do feel that you want to give this person the benefit of the doubt because they have been through a lot. They have a lot of life and work experience under their belt, and they're in a good position to give you very, very good advice and very good counsel as to what you should do. So I feel that it would be in your best interest to not turn your back on this person and see what they have to say, okay? What I'm also feeling is for a lot of you, for some reason, I'm sensing that you are waiting on communication from an air sign. So you might be waiting on communication from this person. You might be wondering, what exactly are they thinking? And well, what they're thinking is that I feel they're a little bit cautious when it comes to approaching you. So if you're trying to, move things along in whatever capacity this person is in your life, it would be in your best interest to try to take the first step. I feel that's a better way to go. In terms of past partners coming back, The Two of Wands is greatly about a relationship, like a very one-sided relationship, where one person does all the work and the other person, regardless of whether or not that Queen of Swords is there, this card usually indicates to me it's a relationship that is very unbalanced. One person is like not even in the picture. So one person is doing all the work to maintain the relationship. And this is also usually a card where somebody is looking back at the past and they're idealizing the past, and they're not seeing the past in clear focus, and they're not seeing all the troubles, the tears, and the struggles. They're only remembering the good things. So I feel that for people, for those of you who have somebody from your past who might have been like very controlling, who might have offered you the world and never delivered, they're coming back, and I feel like they're delivering on what they promised. But I do feel that you want to be a little bit more, I feel like you want to steel yourself up a little bit more. So, take on the stance of the Queen of Swords, which is ask questions, be very, very detached when dealing with a situation like this, and also just don't be naive in this situation, okay? So steel yourself up against people coming back in and they're telling you, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to deliver what I promised. I do feel you want to be careful about that, okay? And so just protect yourself accordingly. In terms of your status and your public image, what we do have here is the Six of Wands as well as the Prince of Swords. And this is basically the Knight of Swords, okay? So the Six of Wands indicates some great, great recognition that is coming through for you. So this is being recognized for your hard work, for your ingenuity, and also for the skills, the assets that you, the skills that you bring to the table, and you're being recognized for this from the people in your external environment. So I do feel that this is a very high power, high impact month for you on the professional level. A lot of you might be in a position where you are getting a lot of accolades from your supervisor, from the people that you work under. And I do sense that it's mainly because you are very bold and you are taking risks. Okay, so the Six of Wands, it doesn't in itself indicate financial, abundance, windfall coming through, but you have a lot of Pentacles card, which indicates to me that you're going to be very, very well received, and your financial situation is going to be enhanced as a result. In terms of the Prince of Swords, I feel that both of these cards are kind of like a running theme here, where the Knight of Swords is somebody who's very bold, who never ever backs down from a fight, who's very persuasive when it comes to winning over clients, winning over bosses. On job interviews, a lot of people say they tend to be hot-headed, but it's a sword energy, so they're very, very systematic, okay? They might be a little bit cold, unfeeling, but they're very systematic. So I do feel that these traits are what's really going to carry you. So because we also have the Queen of Swords, it's telling you as well to, be a little bit more like to steel yourself up like an air sign. Think rationally rather than emotionally, especially if you're dealing with people from the past. But on the professional front, in order for you to get the accolades and the success, you are going to have to be very strategic, but also to think very, very methodically and execute plans and ideas in a very methodical manner. So a lot of recognition coming for you this month, Pisces. Now, in terms of your financial situation, once again, same theme. We do have the Princess of Swords, and this is interesting because the three air signs, the whole court, air sign court cards, they all came out for Aquarius as well. A lot of you might be dealing with an Aquarius where you are working in close proximity with an Aquarius, or you might just be somehow financially linked with an Aquarius because the same theme came out for Aquarius. But either way, that aside, what I'm feeling is we have a lot of financial abundance here. We also have a situation in which somebody is giving a lot of advice, counsel, a lot of ideas to another person. Okay, so somebody is in a position, I feel that you are being solicited to kind of like give seminars, to give speeches, or to educate, or to provide guidance for other people. When it comes to that, I want you to be very, very careful because, the page energy, the Page of Swords, it's a very young energy, and this is some, I feel the energy is not so much a person, but I feel like this might be you, where you are kind of you're put in a position where you have to dispense knowledge in a technical way. So I hope that makes sense, okay? You're entrusted to dispense knowledge, very, very technical knowledge to other people. So make sure everything is very organized, systematic, and cross your T's, dot your I's, and make sure you are above board with the research. With if you make, for example, if you make an assertion, make sure that you have examples to back it up, because I feel like you're dealing with somebody potentially who's very inquisitive, okay? So there is going to be financial windfall, financial assistance coming your way. And I do feel that for those of you who are in salesman types of job where you are dealing with clients, you're trying to win over clients, you're trying to expand your portfolio. This is a very, very good month in which I see everything coming full circle. You're going to win over some very, very tough, critical clients. As a result of it, you are going to enhance your skills, your salesmanship skills. You are going to help the company greatly. You are also going to get a really big commission, okay? So either way, financial windfall and financial stability is guaranteed for this month. In terms of your advice, so because 3 air signs came out, the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Swords, we're going from a strong Queen sign that is very ethical to diminishing into the Page of Swords. I want you to be a little bit careful and try to do things by the book, okay? So we have here the Nine of Pentacles, which is somebody who is financially stable. She or he, this is you. You have financial abundance under your belt. You have total financial stability, financial abundance under your belt, and you can finally sit back and reap the benefits of your hard work, okay? And the Hierophant indicates structure, tradition, and order. So it's basically telling me that you work really, really hard to get where you are right now. Continue to do things by the book and continue to follow, the orthodox way of doing. So don't rock the boat too much, because whatever you've built up needs to be I guess, like, it needs consistency in order to allow it to progress and allow it to move further. So you want to be careful about this energy. What I'm also feeling is, for those of you who are in a work environment, because you're getting like I feel like you're very, very busy, you're not getting enough rest. You're also in a position where you are encountering a lot of people. So be careful about looking. So what I'm seeing is, this is a card about, sleepless nights, either physically not being able to sleep, or things that are haunting us or keeping us up at night. So this is potentially, I feel like you might be in a position where you feel somebody said something and they meant something else completely, and you feel a little bit embarrassed. So this is also a card about embarrassment as well, like some type of social faux pas that that happen, and we feel a little bit like slighted, we feel a little bit just embarrassed, okay? So be careful that the air that you project is not too aggressive and too cocky, because I feel that people are, you're dealing with a lot of sword energy. They might be willing to they might be wanting to cut you down a little bit. So just keep that in mind. You're getting a lot of fame, a lot of notoriety, and also a lot of money coming through. So on that front is very stable, but I do feel there is a competitive energy in your environment right now. You're getting a lot of divine support from your supervisor. There is somebody that might be a little bit jealous of you, like a coworker, or like somebody hovering. I see somebody like circling around your mist, who might be a little bit jealous of what you have. So as a result of it, I do sense this underlying, and they're kind of covert about it too. So I feel this underlying current of jealousy, competition, and things like that. But don't worry. They're harmless. They're not out to sabotage you in any way. So keep that in mind, okay? What is telling me here with these 3 cards for your advice, the Nine of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Nine of Swords, is this is basically, it's telling me one way or the other, okay? Don't worry about what other people are doing. You do you, and you focus on, building up your empire and doing whatever it is that you feel is the right thing. So this basically means to me, I feel there might be some concerns with the family. For example, you might have an ailing, like elderly relative, and they might live far away, and you might have to travel to take care of them, is what I'm feeling. There might be some urgent need for travel or urgent need to live in a certain specific area, mainly because of some family situation. It's basically telling me that with both of these cards, it's one way or the other. Both of these are nines, and nines are pretty much like the year to wrap up things. The year about endings. It's about preparation for the endings of something, okay? So if you're thinking about, writing out this year and looking for a new job, or you're in a job environment where you are earning a lot of money, but you're working yourself to death, just take care of, try to balance out your personal life and your work life so that you're not like working all the time and you don't have time really for anything else. I feel that for a lot of you, you might be in a situation where you're working all the time, you're amassing a lot of wealth, but you feel a little bit lonely. So take care of your emotional needs as well. Branch out, network, and make time for, friends, family, and loved ones and things like that, okay? Both of these cards I feel can be good, but it seems to me like something is lacking. So just try to take care of your emotional needs, okay? I do feel with the Hierophant here, there are some social expectations of you imposed upon by family members and things like that. And it's basically telling me that, do you, don't worry about what other people are saying. Their expectations are getting, you're taking their expectations to heart, and it's basically interfering with the things that you want to do, the way that you want to act. So tradition is there, but we also need to know that, it's not context specific, or we have to change things so that it can be more applicable to our own life. So don't let other people's expectations keep you down, okay? So do what you need to do to take care of yourself. We do what we need to do that is specific to our situation. And only take in the advice if it's applicable to you.